We're at the HyperX booth now at PAX West 2016, coming to the end of our coverage here at the show. Today we're looking at two new peripherals from HyperX, including the keyboard here, the FPS Alloy, and the headset, which is the new HyperX Stinger. Before getting to these, this content is brought to you by iBuyPower and their new Element gaming PC with a full tempered glass side window, tempered glass in the front, and LEDs everywhere. So let's start with the headset. HyperX has been doing headsets for a couple of years now. They started with the Cloud 1, which actually we still use, and then the Cloud 2, obviously after that numerically. There was a Revolver that we saw at CES previously. Didn't really talk about it too much after that. This is the new one, this is the Stinger. So the Stinger comes in a bit cheaper than the previous headsets. It is a $50 unit. It has the movable ear cup so you can rest it on your shoulders if you wanted to fully fold them down like that. And then for the microphone, the only real difference here is that it is fixed to the headset, to the ear cup, whereas previously it was detachable, and now there's a mute. So there's a mic mute. Once it hits a certain point, you'll see that I'm starting to reach some resistance there in the push, and that's because once it hits a certain point in pushing the microphone up, it will actually just mute. So we've seen that functionality before, but it is on a cheaper headset now at $50 for the Stinger. In terms of hard specs, it's got 50mm drivers down from the 53mm previously. Nothing too special to say about them other than 50mm drivers. And the one interesting aspect of those is that they're actually at a slight angle in the ear cup, which you'll see in our B-roll, and that's because the angle helps add effectively some extra dimensions to the inside of the cup, so you get some extra bass. So from the more technical side, that's just an interesting engineering standpoint where you can put it at an angle and get the extra bass there. For the keyboard, the FPS Alloy, this is one that's also fairly simple, but is the first keyboard from HyperX. So this is a $100 model, got $50 and $100 for the price points. The keyboard FPS Alloy is named as such because it is an alloy or aluminum shell, at least part of it is anyway, plastic for the rest. I don't know what the backplate is right now. It is fairly rigid just from basic testing here at the booth, but I don't know if it's a metal or a plastic backplate. For the switches, you pull a switch off, you'll see that it is using standard Cherry MX Blue switches, and these are the same as every other MX Blue you'll find. So if you like MX Blues, then you'll like these, as one would expect. The keyboard, for functionality, features, all that stuff, it does obviously have red LED lighting, backlighting, and you can use function keys with the arrow keys here. We have B-roll of that as well to adjust the brightness of the lighting, adjust if it's different modes. So there's wave mode, there's the sort of breathing effect, there's the one where when you type it leaves the lights behind. So those are the different modes. You can turn them off completely if you don't like lights. And then this is a detachable USB cable, so very easy to just unplug, and that's just a micro USB or mini USB cable. And it is braided. Bottom side, just plastic. You've got the 2 feet, of course, as one would also expect. There's only one adjustment for the angle, and that's really it for the keyboard, other than I suppose we could mention these keycaps over here for the WASD 1234. Those are included, but you could also use black if you prefer the matte black finish. There's no software with this keyboard, so if you're used to having something like LGS, Q, a million other software solutions, there's not one for this. That is potentially a selling point, depending on how you feel about those. But that's pretty much it for the basic specs of these. We'll have more information linked in the description below in the article if you want to read more about the additional specifics we've received at the booth. Otherwise, reviews in the future, and we'll let you know how they perform in the lab. So thank you for watching. As always, Patreon link in the post roll video, links in the description below for more information. Subscribe. I'll see you all next time.